Reliving the Extreme.
My name is Bubba Ray Dudley.
I don't need a weapon. My hands are my weapons.
This week on Reliving the Extreme, we are discussing the episode of ECW from May the 3rd, 1994. I am joined, of course, by my brother Aaron. I'm Nate Maxson, by the way, for anybody that gives a shit. I am joined by my brother Aaron.
Hello, everybody.
And Chad Firestick Austin here.
Well, let's get right out of the way. Archie Mitchell gives a shit about you. All right. I mean, if we got to get him in the show, we might as well just. If you're worried about who gives a shit about you, we all know that Archie Mitchell gives a shit about you.
Thank you, Archie.
That Archie Mitchell money if it wasn't for Nate Maxson.
Nope.
Well, everybody, like I said this week, May 3rd, 94 is the episode where we're watching of ECW. However...
Oh, shit. May 3rd, 94?
Yes. Before we get into that... I actually, anybody that ever has a question, as we say every week, you can email us, relivingtheextreme@gmail.com. And I actually got a question for Chad this week. Let me bring it up. One of our listeners, his name was also Chad. Isn't that ironic? He says, Chad, you have mentioned a few times on the show working the indies outside ECW. Who were some of the guys you worked with frequently, and would we know them? I'm assuming he's talking about during this time frame.
94, you say?
Yeah. Early, mid-90s.
Yeah, I mean, I worked, I got to work with Stevie Richards a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I got to work with Raven a bunch of times, not like consecutively. Like, it wouldn't be like, if we had a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Sometimes I would work with him like them days, but it might be like Thursday I'll work with him at one night, and then it might not work to him with Saturday. Mm-hmm. But I think the most times I ever worked one particular person was King Kong Bundy. I swear to God, I think I worked him for 3 weeks, like 4 days a week in a row. Like, it was one of them deals where the Maryland promoter had just a slew of bought shows from like all these schools in Maryland. Mm. Like, it was like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, sometimes twice on a Saturday or Sunday. You know what I mean? And but I think I worked King Kong Bundy. I would guess I would have to say about 30 times, probably.
And you went over about half of it?
Went over what? His back?
No, like the match. Like, how many times did you beat him?
I think it was once. I think it was the first time we went out there, and after he started calling me Skeeter ever since, then I kind of realized my role. I was like, why you call me Skeeter? And he's like, because you hit like I'm a skeeter. Well, you broke my fucking sofa. What the fuck?
So I know you mentioned a couple of weeks ago regretting not being at the show that Arn Anderson and Bobby Eaton showed up on. So that night you were probably working Bundy. Is that what you're saying?
There's a good chance that I either worked Bundy or I did something with Salvatore Sincere, because that's like, we're in November, right? This is what we're watching, right?
May.
Oh, May? Fuck, mm-hmm. I know. Well, fuck.
We're currently living in November.
I probably just could have not showed up. Because, like, around here, like, that's May, like, going down the ocean tourist weather. So I may have just took a vacation. And just because there was a time where when I worked Benoit Sabu and then turned heel, I didn't even know that I was booked. And I drove down my buddy's house that lives down the ocean down Ocean City.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm down there. My mom calls me and she's like, there's some guy calling the house all hysterical. His name is Paul. And he's saying, you're supposed to be in Philadelphia. And I had to drive from, well, luckily for me, I was closer to Philadelphia than I would have been if I was home. Because I was in Ocean City, Maryland, which was, all I had to do was take some back street, right up through Delaware.
The show that we're reviewing here opens up with 911 against Mikey Whipwreck and Stan Carson. Question, Aaron, remember...
They finally named him.
Okay, yes. I was going to ask you, is this the same dude?
That's the same guy that was getting the shit kicked out of him by the Blues Brothers for like 2 weeks and wouldn't say what his name was. And I'm like, he looks like a pedophile with the big mullet and the mustache. And it's actually in my notes. I was like, they finally fucking named this guy.
It's funny you say that because I thought the guy looked familiar. And I'm thinking, like, is that the guy that we couldn't figure out what his name was?
Yeah.
Where he was getting beat up?
Yeah,
that took a beat, man.
That's the guy a few weeks ago. Sorry, Stan, we had you do the suicide gimmick on the show. Apologize for that, but that was that. But yeah, I was wondering when I was watching, I was like, is this the same dude? Because the last time the lighting wasn't as good. So,
I recognized him immediately.
The match, of course, consists of 911 hitting Mikey and Stan with a bunch of choke slams. Paulie dangerously.
Well, he wasn't going to do Hurricane Ranas.
Frog splash.
Could you see all that leather fringe flying around as he leaps off the top rope to do a Hurricane Rana? And the look on the guy's face, like when 911 slams him and says, Hurricane Rana from the top, bro.
I'm pretty sure.
And the guy gets up and he turns around and he's selling. And then he's looking and he sees this big 6'9", whatever, MFer on the top rope. And he's going to try to jump off and give him a Hurricane Rana. Oh.
I'm pretty sure if 911 attempted a Hurricane Rana, they'd probably be calling 911 for 911.
Yeah. That would not end well. I'll tell you what's not going to end well is this goddamn fucking fire stick. This is going to be, you might hear this on the fucking show that you might hear the window open and this thing going out the fucking goddamn window because I just put batteries in the remote control.
Chad is having fun with technology as we record this evening here on Reliving the Extreme. Aaron, anything on this segment? Anything more to add?
Not really. I think it's kind of stupid that we get a 911 match followed up with a hype video about 911.
Yeah, that's what I wrote here. The entire opening video of the show is also just 2 minutes of 911 choke slamming people.
The entire video. I mean, but like, because there's other things in here. But I did.
What was the original song they played for that like video? I'm kind of good with remembering what songs they played for promos, like videos and stuff like that. But could that have been Jackal? Like, oh God, not the Lumberjack song, but the other one.
Possibly.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Possibly. I don't know because I don't know. I don't know if I've ever seen the broadcast that's not on the WWE network of this earlier stuff, to be honest with you. I think most of what I've seen is WWE's versions of it myself.
Well, I'm never going to see anything on this goddamn TV over here. Anyway, good thing I was downstairs when I watched this ECW. Well, Jesus. I wish I would have had audio video troubles downstairs during watching this show.
Well, during...
They had enough audio video issues as it was.
Well, during the at the opening video, during the 911 hype, I counted how many times Chad is the one that got chokeslammed.
Oh, dude! What'd you get for a definitive?
7.
Oh, I think I got 9.
You got 9? I might have looked down or something, but I saw 7 of them.
Did that count when I was wearing my shirt?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, I thought maybe you may have missed one or two because there was a couple.
I saw your Woodstock from the Peanuts haircut, and I'm like, okay, that's Chad. So,
yep, up, down, end the story.
I saw 7. You said 9. You were there, so I'll say it was 9.
Yeah, I mean, he would choke slam me until he got blown up, which was usually after the second one. He would do the second one, and the first one would be great. I've told you this. He'd put you down perfectly. Second one be okay. Then all of a sudden he would get blown up, and then he would do one more, and then the crowd would yell one more, and then he'd pick you up and look at what he did to look like Mikey and all Mikey's like little bed buddies.
Yeah, well, that's what I actually have on this segment here. Like, there's a couple because he chokeslams these guys a total of about 6 or 7 times, and there's one where he picks that Carson dude up, and like he doesn't go with him or anything. He just picks him up and then he just drops him. Like that guy just free falls from 911's hand. It's not even a choke slam; it's just a drop.
It's pretty sad when I knew damn well that I was a better worker than 911, right? I knew I was. Going into that match, I knew I could work out. I could work better than 911. But that wasn't my role. That wasn't my deal. I was there to go in, go up, go down, go to sleep. Thanks for coming, waiting at the end of the night for your 75-hour check. That's what I knew. Yeah. But some of them guys, man, because 911 gave me so many choke slams that he knew to take it easy on me because he knew I was going to be taking it again and again, like down the line. Or I could have easily have said, Paul, I don't want to do this. I'm not doing this anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just, ECW was just a whole entire weird thing, man. I wish I could explain it to you guys, but it's been so long and I was too young to even know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want me to do here? You know what I'm saying? I'm going out there and I'm getting my brains beat in. And nobody's telling these guys any different. Nobody said don't hurt him. Like I never once heard, "Hey, Hack, take care of him."
You heard "take care of him." Did you get to?
That was somebody yelling after the match.
Did you get to know 911 like as a dude? Like, did you guys have any friendship or anything of that nature?
Yeah, I got. I mean, a little bit. Not a. We weren't exchanging Christmas cards.
Right.
I never washed his car or anything. And but I mean, like when we would see each other, I mean, how could you not? But the funny thing was I knew that he was a jabroni. I knew that's all he had was ECW. He may have worked some fucking Mickey Mouse operation, Independence in New York, but I had been everywhere. So, it wasn't like I was like thinking like, oh man, I need to hitch my wagon to this star because me and 911, we're going to go places.
This
we're
big man
this on the road.
This big man and his tassels are going places. Yeah.
Hitch my wagon to this jalopy.
I can't wait for him to choke slam me in Charleston.
Fucking hoopy.
Is that what you're calling 911? Hoopty?
Yeah.
In pro wrestling terms, 911's a hoopty.
After the second choke slam, his tailpipe's dragging, man.
Dude, he's like Kramer's car, that big ass like 4-door car that takes up like 4 parking spots and gets like 6 miles to the gallon. That's what 911 is. Because he's like, all right, I'll give you a choke slam, and then the crowd yells one more, and he's like, I don't want to do one. If I do one more, then I can't do another one for a week. I won't be able to do another one.
We now go to Joey and the Eagles Nest.
Oh, there's more than just 911 in this hype video. They also show clips of Arn and Sabu versus or Arn and Funk and Eaton and Sabu, Tommy Cairo and Peaches versus Woman and Sandman. They hype Hawk and Douglas. They hype the Public Enemy and the Bruise Brothers. And then, like, at the end of it, they just show Chad again and ending the career of Johnny Hotbody.
Well, man, he must have had pictures of somebody. Yeah, like he must have knew something, and they must have squashed that, and then they just moved on because Yeah, they show me killing him all the time. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what to tell you about that one. They just love showing that. Well, I mean, in my defense, that was a pretty cool dive.
Oh, it was. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, like they're we need this video to be 20 seconds more longer. All right, let's just show Chad killing Johnny Hotbody.
I can't believe for the life of me that I did it. I honestly can't. When I'm standing up there and then I didn't realize how tall that ring was and how high up I was, and I agreed to do it, and I'm just thinking, I have to do this. That's just like when I was working for Jerry Springer's show and I knew that I had to sleep with that midget. I have to do this.
There's no going back. There's no reverse.
You're looking at that little munchkin and being like, I hope he can catch me.
Oh, yeah, he caught me all right. Jeez, whiz.
Joey Styles.
We got some classic stars on this show today.
Well, Joey is.
There's a match that I just can't wait to get into.
Joey's recapping the Sandman Tommy Cairo feud or what have you again. We're showing all of this again. And then there is a promo from the Sandman because we're going to see the match from April the 16th that we've already seen the finish of. Last week, I think.
Yeah.
Or the week before, but they're going to show us the whole match here from the 16th of Tommy Cairo versus the Sandman. Sandman has a promo before. He says Todd Gordon's one of his customers.
Yeah, and I believe him.
Oh, yeah. It's kind of like it kind of goes hand in hand. Todd's probably one of his customers, and when Sandman needs money for booze or drugs, he pawns some of his jewelry at Todd's store. So they probably work hand in hand.
It's a circle of life.
They're like a human centipede, just feeding each other.
Who's the ass? Can you hear the dog barking outside?
Yes.
That was me opening the window and throwing the fire stick out the fucking window and
across
the alleyways.
Alvita Zane fire stick. Nice to know you.
Yeah, that's enough.
Well, we get to watch the whole match here between the Sandman and Tommy Cairo, which, as I said, we saw the finish of it already last week with the slow count from Sal Balomo and et cetera, et cetera. What did you think of the match overall, guys, watching it from beginning to end at this point?
It was pretty basic. I mean, they didn't do anything.
The match wasn't bad.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't do anything offensive or anything like that. It was just a basic match.
Oh, I didn't think the match was bad at all. And Sal is and is this the match where woman got involved with Peaches?
Yeah.
Yes.
Or what is that when she like pulled her down off the? But I mean, you know, they had like their little thing. All right, yeah,
yeah. And they
God,
did this
woman was so hot.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to say. I have to mention that we're about to get a Tommy Cairo Peaches promo.
Tommy even says it. He says, "Oh, you got a nice house, Sandman." He's talking about he's hanging out with Peaches and living in Sandman's house and banging his wife. Like, if you listen to this promo, okay, Sandman and Peaches are the heel. They're the heels. Like, this guy's fucking this guy's wife, not paying him for it, and living in his fucking house. Like, Tommy Cairo's the prick in this situation.
He owes him $100.
No, actually,
like
he said,
what did it say? How many times did Sandman say that he accused Tommy of banging Peaches that it only equaled like $100?
No, that's not even what he said. He said that you're living in my house, you're watching my cable. He said you're lifting my weights, which is funny. Like, Sandman wants us to believe that he lifts weights. And then he's like, you've racked up thousands and thousands of dollars. He's like, we don't have to have this match. We'll call it even. Just give me $100. So he says, he's like, just give me $100 and we'll just end it.
For Peaches?
Yeah, for Peaches. He's like, you're using my house, you're watching my cable. Just give me $100.
I'm not even sure you could have gave me $100 to haul her away. If somebody would have said, hey, you want to bang my wife? And I just said, no. And they would have just said, like, well, is there any chance you could take her to the dump? How much do you got?
It's like, if you
$100 would have done that.
Like, if you drink 12 beers and squint a little bit, she kind of looks like Tammy. Like, nah, I'm good.
Jesus. If I drink 12 beers and hope she has a good-looking friend.
It turns out it's just Tommy Cairo.
I don't think I have enough beers. Well, Tommy Cairo don't seem to mind with his dumb-looking tooth missing.
And his Carhartt jacket.
Like, why? Yeah. Like, just because you flag traffic during the day, and you're directing, people around potholes and stuff. You don't have to bring your work to your other job. Like, I can't believe he wasn't wearing a reflective vest.
I was just about to say it. He's probably got a reflective vest under the Carhartt.
Yeah, like that's one of my things is, as I make a big deal about with Jess, is that I tell her that anybody who has a reflective vest, I respect. I mean, their job's important. So one day I was out somewhere and some people that were doing some work on a construction site were like having lunch, and I just so happened to walk up there, and he took his vest off, and I kind of picked it up and I brought it home because I wanted, in order to be the man of the house, you got to look the part. So I put that reflective vest on, and when I do, Jess knows that I'm serious. She knows that I mean business. Like, and then I go back upstairs and I go into the closet and I look for my Caribbean print wrestling outfit. I put the trunks on, then I put that reflective vest on. She knows she's not going to win. That fight's over before it began.
You will follow my direction. You have no choice.
That's right. Yeah, you're going this away. Come on.
He starts talking back. Stop.
Yeah. Don't you see the sign? Like not only do I take pieces out of ovens with this sign, I also tell you when to go and stop.
Can't you see we're working over here?
Doesn't it look like one of those things you see at a pizzeria that they shove pizzas in with?
Yeah.
Like the other side of it says stop.
The gigantic spatula.
One of the things
Speaking of that, we can talk about this after the show. But yeah, this job that I got, it ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna last long. And believe me, when I get fired, I'm gonna make it a good one. I'm going out on top on this one. Because Jess knows damn well I don't need this fucking job. You know what I mean? I don't need this nonsense.
You're gonna walk in on your last day. You're gonna walk in on your last day with your reflective vest on, meaning you mean business.
Oh yeah,
I'm the boss now.
I'm gonna put the reflective vest on over top of my Riviera jacket. then they're gonna know that I'm serious. Like, dude, I went to Japan for this reflective vest. This is going to be some serious stuff. But yeah, wait till just keep Archie Mitchell updated that this is going to be an epic story of when I decide that I'm going to get fired from this job. It's going to be a doozy.
We're all looking forward to it. Speaking of doozy, Peaches.
So am I.
Peaches in this promo has the audacity to say that woman has a fat, ugly cellulite can.
I don't know. Why she gotta make fun of her fucking bathroom? I mean, what does that mean? Her fat, ugly. She said woman has this?
Yeah. Peaches says that woman has a fat. Go ahead, Aaron.
Peaches is trying to say that woman is unattractive compared to Peaches, and that she's fat and nasty.
Good Lord. Somebody needs to go see the optometrist.
Yeah. And Cairo tries to show, and Cairo's kind of dumb in this too, because he tries to show how impressive the stick is, like how dangerous it is, and he hits the brick thing with it like twice, and it snaps in half.
Yeah, I was like, okay, that was great. So you're gonna break? Why don't you just hit him with a chopstick?
Yeah, it's like that's not
the first time you beat it on a brick thing, the thing breaks apart.
Yeah. It's like,
this is what I'm going to do to you.
I thought it was a Singapore cane match, not a Bosselwood cane match.
Jesus.
Stupid shit.
The chopstick cane match.
Yeah. These two are like that couple you meet at the bar that's like, just like, you two need to go away. Stop trying to take people home with you, you freaks.
I think we're that couple, me and Jess. I think when we go out, people are always happy to see me, and they wonder why I keep taking her out. And then after a while, they just wondering, "Are you guys leaving soon?" And then when we leave, we get outside, you hear a big pop, and then you think that it's because somebody played Air Supply. But then you realize it's because you left.
Chad finally took his reflective vest and went the fuck home.
Yeah, he's gone.
Well,
I don't think my $9 is keeping him afloat.
After this whole deal with Peaches and Tommy, we get Surfer Ray Odyssey in action against Eric Anderson.
Yeah, it's cosplay Sandman versus Scoot Andrews Sr.
Oh, I don't have no idea. I have a question mark of whoever this guy is.
Scoot Andrews Sr. That's a deep cut. Yeah. I like it.
No, it's not Scoot Andrews' dad.
It looks like it.
How do you know?
Just saying. I don't know for sure.
I work Scoot. He's like younger than Scoot Andrews. I have no idea. But there wasn't much to write about this match. So I kind of wrote like whatever and was I was kind of beaming on because the Pitbull was getting ready to cut a promo and I wasn't going to miss this.
Well, yeah, essentially during this match, Joey just hypes when worlds collide, talks about the card coming up. I did write down during this match, Ray Odyssey's drop kicks are solid. And
no, it was good.
Yeah, I mean,
I like Ray Odyssey. The only thing is he doesn't know what to do with his arms. Like when they introduce him and stuff, like or when he's trying to like get the crowd into it, he doesn't know how to like when they introduce him, he just does like this weird thing with his arms.
Kind of stiff.
Yeah. Like I don't know if his suit was too tight or what, but you didn't know what to do. And Eric Anderson, he looked like every black dad from the black 90s sitcoms. Like this dude was definitely hanging with Mr. Cooper. That's all I could say.
Well, I mean, I have no idea what to say about that. Other than I can't get over if we're getting ready to talk about the Taz match next.
Yes, sir.
I mean, the most original wrestling name you could possibly have. Not Taz, but Johnny Blaze.
Johnny Blaze.
And he does not look like
if that guy Johnny Blaze wrote a book and did the research on every other Johnny Blaze that ever wrestled in the world, he would seem like a mega star, wouldn't he? Like he'd been everywhere. He worked for everybody. Everybody had a Johnny Blaze. Yeah, well, that wasn't so good for that Johnny Blaze.
Not for this guy. No,
it didn't work. It didn't end too well for him.
The Pitbull is going to do commentary with Joey on this match. He says he's studying.
He's going to try to do commentary.
Yeah, good call. Good call. But he says he's studying. I'm studying, Joey. Taz just beats the fuck out of this Johnny Blaze kid. Puts him through a table. Yeah, like this Johnny Blaze guy in this match took more hardcore spots than some main event hardcore matches that I've seen.
Yeah, he took a pretty good one. That to me seems like right around the time where Paul was really getting into Taz's head. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, not in a bad way at all, but being like, hey, be more aggressive. Be
vicious. Yeah, be vicious. Because he was. This. I wrote down beyond the funniness of it being a Johnny Blaze, or the annoyingness of Pitbull's commentary. The match itself was a great squash for Taz. I mean, he looked fucking vicious. He looked really good here. And I'm sure Johnny Blaze was selling whether he wanted to or not, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, he didn't have to pretend. Yeah, that wasn't like sell or I'll make you sell.
I don't want to say anything like bad about the guy either, but it was probably also Taz feeling kind of happy to not have to be with Kevin Sullivan anymore. Just be like, hey, maybe I can finally kind of get out here and
I'm on my own. Yeah.
on my own. I'm going to show what I can do without having to be fucking Sullivan's little stooge or whatever.
Brother. That's right, brother. Taz is a jabron.
I ain't no stooge. I'm an Oompa Loompa. I'm going to show you, brother.
Dude, and then right after this, you get stupid Jason, a Jason interview. And I'm thinking, is he speaking Carney?
Yeah, I think he was trying to pretend he was speaking French, but he was. That's what I thought. I thought he was like doing like you said, like speaking Carney, like Basizu and all that shit. So, you're not speaking French, you fucking retard.
I could have swore I heard him say for shizzle, my nizzle.
It's like, is he cutting? Yeah. Is he stealing JT's promo? Like, what's going on here?
Oh no. For shizzle, my nizzle. But baby, man,
how'd you like some basutsi?
my dog be licked for you, but dog be's balls.
All right. The
he said, all right.
All right.
All right.
That's the name of the show this week.
Are we trying to get some semblance of order here? Is that what you're trying to say?
The name of the show is ... All right.
All right.
Ball of me.
Before we get into that Jason promo that we've already started on, what was that weird shit going on with Taz biting dude's foot after the match? I kind of glossed over that, but I was like, what the fuck is going on here? Did you notice that?
I don't know. Maybe he's trying to act like a pit bull.
Yeah, but that was short lived, right? I mean, that didn't go on again, right?
I don't think so. It was weird anyway. I'm glad it didn't.
Well, there's a lot about Taz right at this period that you didn't see anymore. Because we're not too far removed from not the Taz that we all know, but you start seeing some subtleties in Taz, right?
Yeah.
Because he has no leader. There's no more Kevin Sullivan, correct? He's by himself.
Yeah, there's no more mouthpiece. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, you start seeing more and more of him having to take the initiation and doing his own shit. So, yeah, I think this is when we're starting to see the I can't stop laughing. I think this is when we start seeing the evolution of Taz. Good night. Good night.
This promo with Jason and Taz is, I mean, Jason at his worst. I don't know whose turn it is to pick the ham bone, but he gets ham bone again this week, right? He's got to.
Jason?
Yeah.
Well, actually, he calls Taz an illiterate monkey boy, so
yeah, he is a monkey boy.
Me.
Yeah.
He says,
if you called him a monkey boy, and then it was so noticeable that I wrote it down, then monkey boy is the name, monkey boy.
He also says
monkey boy.
He also says, "You illiterate thing."
Yeah, actually, he kind of popped me like twice on this, so I don't think Jason's the ham bone because he fucking made me laugh twice, calling him a fucking monkey boy and an illiterate thing. So yeah, I think Jason gets a pass this week.
Who is picking the ham bone? Don't tell me it's me.
Aaron can pick the ham bone.
Hello?
I guess
Aaron.
Well, I mean, Speaking of ham bones, okay. we got Maddie in now.
Yes, we do. After the whole deal with Jason with Taz frothing at the mouth here, and spitting the froth into Jason's eyes, is that what I was to gather here, Aaron?
Yeah, and he bit his cheek like he ate him.
Yes, because he's an illiterate monkey boy.
Yeah, that's bad. It's just bad. Kind of just hurry up, get this. What do you think, guys? You think this was kind of like hurry up, just get this phase of like Taz over with? You know, let's take it as far as we can and just get rid of it.
I mean,
it seemed like it started getting more. It seemed like it started getting more and more extreme towards the end before it became Taz. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Well, and
he had managers. He couldn't talk. He did all this nonsense. But then they stripped him of everything until the point where it was like, okay, now we're going to strip you of everything until we can make you Taz, you know?
Yeah, well, and his gimmick is in the ring very, very effective, like I said during the match earlier. But then here, you've got like him and Pitbull grunting at each other, and he's frothing at the mouth, and it's just, I mean, it's all very goofy, I think. I don't know what they're going for, but it's not impressive. It's goofy.
It's not impressive. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to buy a used car from either one of them two guys, I'll tell you that. Yeah, that's not happening. Yeah, I don't know. Pitbull, I mean, I'd never been sold on Pitbull. I never thought he was good. I always thought Taz... I always thought Taz had something. I just didn't know. Like, it wasn't for me to figure out what it wasn't. You know what I mean?
Right.
It wasn't for me to like say like, hey, if you could just do this, maybe you know. So it wasn't like that where I could tell him that. But I always thought he had something. But for him to be shorter than my fucking stepdaughter, it didn't help. Dude, he's so short. I'm not even going to start him jokes.
But
Lawler said closed door.
Lawler said he had sweat socks taller than Taz on that Raw. When ECW was on Raw. Yeah.
He also said that he looked much more impressive on the Lucky Charm box.
Yes, he did. Yeah, there's just it's just a plethora of beatings for the poor guy.
He's his littlest fan, Taz,
and he's. I don't want to say like he's universally liked. He kind of is, but for like every person that likes him, he hates two of the other ones. So it's kind of like 50-50. You know what I'm saying? For as many people that like him, there's as many people that don't like him.
As somebody that doesn't know him, obviously, Taz's career, I'm more of a fan of Taz like as a non-wrestler than I am as a wrestler. Like when he was in WWE and he was like commentating and shit, like that's how I feel about him. I think he never really like, I don't want to say impressed me in the ring or whatever, but I'm just much more of a fan of the personality of Taz than I am the in-ring performer. It's kind of like it's going to maybe be a dumb comparison, but it's kind of like Jesse Ventura, you know?
Oof.
Like, I don't like Jesse Ventura in the ring at all. He's terrible. But you put a fucking headset on him and let him fucking just be his personality. It's fucking entertaining as shit. But I don't want
Jesse Ventura in the ring, terrible, moved out of town. Awful, stepped in. Ridiculous, lived down the street. Pathetic, wasn't too far away. I mean,
just let him talk, and he's great. You know what I mean? And that's kind of how I feel about Taz.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but Taz. Oh, I gotta object to this. Taz was way better than Jesse Ventura in the ring.
He wasn't. I'm just saying as a comparison of and I'm not saying that Taz was as bad as Ventura in the ring. I'm just saying if I had to like compare it, I just would much rather Taz is cutting promos and doing all that. It's like hell's yeah, but I might be off.
Well, commentating with Taz was the most entertaining Michael Cole ever was.
Yeah.
So
and the cool thing about Taz is that because we were friends, like me, him, and like Jeff, the judge, like he didn't do it a lot, but every once in a while he would drop some name, like or say something that we would know, like is hey, you know, Chad and Jeff will pop for this kind. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Like I'm pretty sure he even said ham bone before. I'm pretty sure he said ham bone a couple times, and
that sounds like a word he would use to me.
Yes, he got it. He would have gotten it from me or Jeff. That's where he would have gotten it from.
All right. So, Aaron, any final thoughts on the Pitbull Taz debacle here?
Yeah, I mean, I liked it if they wouldn't have had like Taz like frothing. Like if it would have just been Taz got mad that he got called like an illiterate Monkey Boy or whatever, and he beat this guy down and bit his face.
Right.
That would have been fine, but the minute he comes up and he's like frothing at the mouth, it's like, that's hokey ass shit in my opinion. And it wasn't even like Alka-Seltzer like froth. It was like they just shot him in the face with some fucking Cool Whip and said, "Shoot back up, buddy."
They shot him in the face with Cool Whip. That's the best. Like, you know how they, like, have you ever seen the tape of when Onita like worked the ICW, and he rolls out of the ring and he has to like get the mist ready, and then somebody puts the cup of the mist right on the corner of the ring apron, and you clearly see him walk around the ring apron, and he grabs the cup of mist. It's like Mr.
I have never seen that.
Mr.
Yeah, like he grabs it, and then he like gets back into the ring, and then the guy, it had to have been Vic Steamboat, I'm assuming, and he comes running over, and he spits it in his face. And I just said, you just saw him walk around the ring outside, grab the cup. Like, it's like if you're going to a doctor.
Right.
And they have like the water
little
cup.
Spit cup. Yeah, the little spit cup. Yeah.
Yeah. Like you see somebody run up, set it up on the corner. And then you see Onita walk outside and pick it up. I'm like, that's the fucking mist? Like, I can buy it? Like, do I have to be 21 to buy it? How much alcohol is in this mist?
Mysterine. We then get a promo from Terry Funk and Arn Anderson discussing When Worlds Collide. Of course, this is good stuff. I mean, I don't have a lot of notes on it other than it's a good promo. Obviously, look at the guys that are cutting the promo.
Well, Arn does one of my favorite Arn Andersonisms. I don't want to toot my own horn, but toot. I love when he does that.
I think Arn looked as, like, physically probably the best he's looked in his career. Mm-hmm. I thought he looked like he didn't have any stress. And shape wise, he's always looks great, but he looked like he was happy to be there, and he was just glad to be doing what he was doing. I mean, did you guys notice that? Like, he had that kind of glow about him. Like,
I don't know if. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I've always thought that too. The during the Dangerous Alliance run, and then during this era, I always thought was when he really did look the best. And I don't know if it's because, I mean, were the Horsemen not running like the Horsemen anymore, and he just was getting more rest? You know what I mean? Like, was he? I mean, that the party lifestyle takes its toll. But yeah, definitely during the Dangerous Alliance time, the early 90s, like right around here, is when I agree with you. He looked the best he looked ever.
Mm-hmm. That probably had something to do with it. That Horseman shit wasn't going on anymore. He wasn't even doing cowboy shit either.
Then we get a promo from Paulie. We get a promo from Paulie and Bobby Eaton.
No, you get a promo from Paulie. Bobby Eaton.
Yeah. Bobby Eaton is present. Good stuff here. Paulie talking about the Dangerous Alliance. They show photos from Pro Wrestling Illustrated and et cetera, of the history of the Dangerous Alliance. What do you guys think of this? I mean, I'm just going to say it was really good. You know what I mean? Like,
you glossed over the line that Paulie said
about the daughters.
Yeah, because Terry said, you want to take my arm, you want to take my leg. And Paulie said, the only thing Bobby wants to take away from you, Terry, is your daughters. And he probably did. I
don't know. I mean, it probably went over Paul's head because he said, "Save me, mammy." I be wanting your daughter was but Paul had no idea what Bobby was trying to say. He probably thought he was trying to steal like his starter on his car or something. Like, I need your starters. No, your daughters. Like, you fool. That would be like the best gimmick for the heel manager to turn Bobby Eaton babyface. Is that everything he says, the manager completely just makes it up differently.
He can't understand what he's saying, so he just says something completely different.
He said, "You want my daughters or you want my starters?" Yeah, that would be a great gimmick. Bobby Eaton's He's just timeless, man. It's funny to me that I can go downstairs on any given day when Jess goes to work and I don't work till nights or whatever time it is, and I go on YouTube and I put in just whatever I want to watch, and there's a good chance I'll see a Bobby Eaton match, for any company.
And it's always good.
Well, I'm not going to say it's always good. I'm going to say that it's never bad because, he was involved in some matches that were beyond his control. So, you know what I mean? Some of them scaffold matches and some of them dog food matches and all the other stuff. But yeah, they were always fine.
That's what I mean. Like maybe the shit going on around him was trash, but what Bobby was doing and it was good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, if you can take Cornette's word for it, I mean, if you like Jim Cornette, then Bobby Eaton is probably at one of the top 5 workers of all time. I would guess Cornette would put him up there. Wouldn't you say?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like for different reasons, of course. Not not if you strip it down to its core. That if you were going to make the top 5 greatest wrestlers of all time, but like if you were just quickly thinking about it, you might just throw Bobby Eaton in there, right?
Right. Well, and I don't think that Cornette would say that just because he was good friends with Eaton either, because there's plenty of people that he's friends with that he doesn't put over that hardcore. You know what I mean? So
you don't put me over. Told me I sucked.
Now I want to ask you guys if you have
speaking of Cornette, by the way, just again at work, I said it again today. I was out there working, and I was just supposed to be out there helping somebody fix their area. And I made a suggestion, and she was like, I don't know if I want to do that. And I literally said, hey, you're the one fucking the dog. I'm just holding its head.
Oh.
And she was like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
That's not what I thought you were going to say, but eventually this show is going to become just one big, long show of us saying the same things over and over again. Like you're the one fucking the dog. I'm just holding his head.
Hat on a hat.
What's our favorite one, Nate?
Hat on a hat. You're putting a hat on a hat.
Like my favorite one's the dog fucking one. That's great to me.
I look for a reason to say that every day. Like sometimes I go out of because Jess thinks I don't even know what Jess thinks about me really, but we'll go out and I'll purposely put myself in situations, around people. Like I'll just set it up like I'm on Seinfeld. You know what I mean? Like I'll purposely say something or whatever, and then I'll just look for a reason to say, "Oh, you're just trying to put a hat on a hat." And then I get to see Jess's eyes just roll like, "Oh, good Lord!" It's like Moses, smell the roses.
The great, and I've got to say it like twice at work, is when somebody falls into something like a win that they didn't think they were going to get, and you get to go, well, look who won the pony.
Yeah, when you know who won the pony.
When you know who won the pony, this fucking guy.
Damn, I mean, isn't that like what our whole entire life has become?
There is this subsect of humanity that we are a part of that it's just, like I say stuff like the other day, some girl put her 2-week notice in, and I told my boss, I was like, well, Becky she did the 2-week notice gimmick, and and then he's like, the 2-week notice gimmick, what? And you just, I don't know, you just talk like that, it starts bleeding into your everyday life.
Oh yeah, I totally agree. Like Jess she conformed, I guess, rather quickly because she realized that this is just the way that it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if she ever went with me somewhere to a show or anywhere where I'm around the boys, and then she hears us talking, and then she's just kind of like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. It's not like we're talking carny or anything for real. It's just that like we're just talking, and it's like just like wrestling jargon to the point where she's just like, all right, well, I guess he's all right.
And it's just like something that we use between the three of us. But I've actually called like customers ham bones before. Like after I've been done dealing with them, I've come back and my boss has been like, "How'd that go?" I was like, "That fucking ham bone up there wanted me to return fucking an air mattress," and she's like, "Ham bone." I'm like, "Don't worry about it."
Yeah,
You hear that, Jess?
Don't overthink
Ham
it.
bone has officially reached popular culture. We made it. Aaron's using it. Aaron's using it on the streets. Like it's official. Ham bone is over.
I don't.
Yeah, ham bone has to be taken to another level. We got a seat on the marquee somewhere in New York City.
I don't know if you guys had
I
don't know if you guys had the same problem I did, but literally, so if you got to see it, let me know. At the end of the show, what I saw Maddie say it's not over yet or something to that effect, and then my thing just cut off. I didn't see it. Wouldn't again. I tried to go back and watch it. I could not watch the last part of the show. Did you have that problem?
Was it Pitbull?
I don't know because
it was just a Pitbull Jason promo that sucked.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe they spared us.
Yeah, they were like he can't take any more today. So yeah, my feed just I don't know. It didn't let me watch it. So all right. Well, if that's all it was, I don't think I missed anything then.
Well, you ain't missing out.
So overall, what do we think about this show? Was it a dog turd? Was it?
We're getting there, man. We're
yeah,
getting there.
I mean, you look at the card for When Worlds Collide. It looks like it's going to be a really good show.
And I think I said it on the last show. Like when we get to this Worlds Collide pay-per-view, or not pay-per-view, but Super Show or whatever, that's when it really starts kicking off. And we're just building up to it. And as a hype show to get to that, I don't think it was terrible. But other than like the Jason thing with Taz biting him, my only thing is like nothing really happened on it, you know. Mm-hmm. But there wasn't anything really that was just like, I fucking regretted watching this show.
Yeah, there wasn't anything wrong with it.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Nothing was exactly right with it. But there wasn't anything wrong with it. So it was just kind of like, okay, it's getting us, right, Aaron? It's getting us to like, we're building towards this show, and this is just one more brick, right?
Yeah, it was just a status quo show, and it was what it was.
Well, whatever it was needs to get freaking better. Because, I mean, I'm tired of it was what it was.
We're gonna start picking up steam for sure here because When Worlds Collide, if I remember, is a really good show. We're about 3 months away from the NWA title tournament and the whole deal with Shane Douglas. So I mean, we're getting there. We're getting traction. We're getting close. I know we've said that for a year now, but I'm just saying.
That's all fine. I mean, it's the good with the bad. How many years have we been waiting for a good Raw?
Yeah.
10? I think 10.
Well, I mean, it debuted in 93. And so what's that? Like almost like 30 years? We're still waiting for a good one? Really? What's the last good Raw? What was the last time you went to bed at 11 o'clock and said, wow, that was decent? Or, decent. I'll give you decent.
You know, my favorite year of that show is 1997. I loved the Attitude Era stuff at the time, but I look back on it now. The Attitude Era doesn't have the luster for me that it did when I was living in it.
No.
But creatively, 97 was probably the best year that TV show ever had, I think.
Yeah, I don't know because I watched it, but it wasn't my cup of tea. I didn't. It was too much of a stupid Shawn Michaels nonsense. Is that what you're talking about? That era?
Yeah. I'm a big fan of the Bret Hart heel run, like at the end of his WWF career. That whole deal, the Hart Foundation deal. I love that stuff. And watching Steve Austin come up, you know, and become the megastar. I was much more a fan of him as I'm watching him come up as the megastar than when he was actually the megastar, if that makes sense.
Oh, totally. Yeah, because
I know you knocked the guy a little bit, but you know who else was fun before he like became like the wrestling, like he just became another wrestling guy? Fucking Ken Shamrock, before he figured out what the fuck was actually going on. He was fun. When he's like suplexing the referees around and shit. Shamrock.
Yeah, I don't know a whole lot about Ken Shamrock, and I don't think he was that great at all.
Aaron, any parting words for our listeners this week?
Well, thanks for listening. I hope you guys keep enjoying the show. If you do like it, share it with your friends, share it with your enemies. I don't give a fuck. Just get our name out there and keep on listening.
Yes. Mr. Austin?
Give us more questions. Need more fucking audience interaction.
Yeah, we need more Archie Mitchell. I mean, I don't know about you, but I live all the way in Dun. You guys live in Ohio, right?
Yes, sir.
And I live and where does Archie live?
Jersey. He's a Jersey boy.
No wonder I can smell what the Archie's cooking. He's not that far away.
You're getting it off the ocean.
Oh, yeah. The trade winds are blowing. What the Archie's cooking. Oh, I get it now.
I thought it was that barge. It's just Archie.
Oh, it's the Arch.
Well, I want to encourage every
St. Louis is impressive. Come see ours.
I want to encourage everybody to follow Chad at Chad Austin DeMera on Twitter and Chad's Video Vault on the Facebook. Also, join our Facebook group. And like Aaron said, tell your friends about the show. Keep sharing, keep listening, and thank you for joining us. And we'll see you next week, everybody, as we continue reliving the extreme.